I call this regular meeting of the North Adams City Council to order for June 28, 2022. This meeting is being recorded. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Barbo.
Here.
Blackmer. Bona.
Here.
Harpen.
Here.
Obasahan. Oleskowitz.
Here.
Sapienza.
Here.
Shade.
Here.
Wilkinson.
Here. We have 7 present. We have a quorum. Please rise for a moment of silence. And now for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Motion to approve the minutes of June 14, 2022.
I will make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Hearing of visitors. On any agenda item, if anyone wishes to approach the council regarding issues that are on the agenda, please approach the microphone and state your name and address for the record. You'll have 2 minutes with no personal attacks, please.
I'm Robert Smith. I live at 163 North Street. This is in reference to item ordinance number 12.138. This has to do with what Councilor Shade is bringing to the floor tonight. Behavior of city employees, government employees, all the councilors here tonight and the ones that are not here tonight. Now, we've been going over this item for quite a few times, and I'm glad that Councilor Shade is bringing this full throttle, because you all represent the people in this city. That's the only reason all of you are here. So when you start doing your own agenda items, when you start going backstabbing to other councilors, if you can't seem to disagree with one another without getting insulted. I don't get it. We're supposed to be adults here. So let's act like adults, okay? You represent the people. Pay attention to what the people need in this city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Anyone else? So we will move on to the first agenda item this evening. Paper number 11,826. An ordinance amending the revised ordinance of the City of North Adams regarding the various fees established by city code. This was voted on in the meeting of June 28th to be carried on until this evening, so we'll look for an update from the Finance Committee.
Yeah, I will request that this, make a motion that this gets postponed to the second meeting of July. And then I'll say why if I get a second.
I'll second.
Second?
All in favor? Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I just, at this point, 2 meetings ago, I did say we were waiting to hear back from the Building and Health Department. That's the only section of the fees and fines that we have not received any suggestions on. I have been in contact. I communicated with them, as has the mayor, but at this point, we still have not received any data back. So that's what's holding up all the fees and fines.
Okay, thank you, Councilor Bona. So now we can move on to the next agenda item?
Nope.
Oh.
Now you need to vote on it.
Oh, yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Paper number 11,986, communication from Councilor Lamb to request a joint review of the concept of the artistic crosswalk installations by the Traffic Commission and the Public Arts Commission. This was last in council on May 10th, 2022, so we're going to look for an update from the Public Arts Commission. Counselor Sapienza?
Okay. The update from the Public Arts Commission is we were supposed to meet on this Monday night or last night. The agenda wasn't presented to the city clerk in time to be published in an appropriate manner, so that the meeting was canceled, and we have rescheduled for the third week in July. So I'd like to make a motion that we postpone this to the second meeting of July.
Second.
Counselor Sapienza, Counselor Shade? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. So we will now move on to 12,051, an ordinance amending Chapter 14 entitled Offenses Miscellaneous of the Revised Ordinances of the City of North Adams. It was voted on unanimously to pass to a second reading and published as required by law. So it has been published required by law, so a motion to adopt would be in order.
Move to adopt.
Roll call, please.
We got
I'll
to
second.
adopt first, before the roll call.
I'll second it.
Okay. Motion carries, so now will the clerk take the roll?
Barbo,
Yes.
Bono,
Yes.
Harpen,
Yes.
Sapienza,
Yes.
Shade,
Yes.
Wilkinson,
No.
Alaskowitz.
No. Ordinance adopted. And now we'll move on to paper 12,137. Communication from Counselor Harpen requesting time for an update from the City Clerk Search Committee on the process of hiring a new city clerk. So would Counselor Harpen like to read her communication into record, so the public and people watching on television?
Yeah, I didn't bring it with me. Basically, it was
Want me
just
to give you a copy?
No, that's fine. It was just a statement asking for an update on the hiring of a city clerk
Okay, so.
from the screening committee.
Thank you. So as of last night, the screening committee did meet in executive session. There were 23 applicants that we had gone through, and between 4 people on the committee, we did narrow the search down to a handful of eligible applicants that had a varying degree of experience and knowledge in some of the processes and other things within the office. That's pretty much as far as we had made it. So over the next few weeks, we'll probably schedule some interviews. So I would assume by the next meeting that there will probably be a more informed update. I mean, we didn't really make it far last night, and that's pretty much as far as we can go. Counselor Wilkinson?
Well, you promised that by the next meeting, I believe our 2 meetings, the second one will be just after the next meeting, so it may be the following meeting that we can come forward with possible candidates. Of course, we'll bring the last 2 to council for their choice.
All right, correct. Counselor Harpen?
Okay, so that's like the last meeting in July is what you guys, your time frame is?
We're doing, I don't have the dates off the top of my head. I know they're Wednesdays at 5:30. There's going to be one after 4th of July weekend, so that would probably be 6th, 7th. And then the following week also at 5:30. I don't know if there's a council meeting in there. I didn't want to
Yeah.
give a false impression.
We couldn't really name down a definitive time frame for some of the applicant interviews because
Okay.
you are in July, so it is a heavy presence for vacation times and
Correct.
whatever, so I'll agree with Counselor Wilkinson, maybe I should have extended the time a little bit longer, so.
Just so you don't have to do it again.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
any more discussion?
I would just like to say, and I know you guys are working fast and that you have to interview people and it takes time. It's just, I think the early mail-in ballots start in August, so I'm just, it's just concerning. I don't know if we can possibly get some help from maybe the Secretary of State's office to come and train, even someone, whoever gets hired, because it is going to really give that person a short time frame before the election process actually begins, because it actually begins in August. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Yes. Counselor Wilkinson?
I just wanted to say we're also looking at bringing in maybe a former city clerk to give guidance, which would probably be easier than trying to get somebody from the state to do it.
Yeah, we have had some offers of
Help.
people previously that
Oh,
worked in
okay,
the
that's good
office
to know.
To give
That's
a
good to know.
hand, because we do know that election season is upon us. And you're absolutely right, with the early voting things, that's, the previous clerks learned very quickly that it was a very time-consuming thing, not knowing what to do. I mean, I guess once you've done it for a few days, you'll get faster at it, but I guess it was a pretty tough process
Yeah.
when it first had started.
There's a learning curve for sure.
There is.
Yeah.
Any more discussion? Thank you, Counselor Wilkinson. Counselor Harpen. We'll move on to the next paper. Paper 12,138, communication from Counselor Shade introducing a code of conduct to be reviewed by General Government, the Idea Commission, the Mayor's Office, and the City Solicitor. So I will, the Counselor Shade speak on this paper?
Yes, so in February,
Point of order, do we got to make a motion first, or is this a this is a communication,
the
sorry. Okay,
communication
sorry, yep,
and
yep.
a request
My
to
error.
send to
Yep.
committees.
Yep,
So
my error.
we would end up needing to make a motion to send it to the committees
Yep.
as recommended, or any other committees that people would recommend. But on the communication itself, I was asked back in February, when I brought up the idea of introducing a code of conduct, to create something that we could go off of, that we would be able to read, that's tangible, and that could be used to help with that. And so in doing research, I found that there are numerous municipalities throughout the Commonwealth that have introduced their own codes of conduct. And I found a great template that was created by the Massachusetts Municipal Association, the MMA, and that other communities have used. And so I used a language that was very similar to the codes of conduct that have been adopted by other cities and towns, and that was recommended by the MMA. I'm hoping that this code of conduct can be something that will be implemented along with the required trainings that we do, and would be the end goal, I believe, is that this should become an ordinance and be required for all elected officials and all people appointed to any kind of commission or board to follow this code of conduct as an ordinance for the people of North Adams, and so that they can be held accountable for any type of situation that this covers. It's important that we have accountability and that we have rules, and that people are able to understand and follow them, and hopefully this can be a guide and a resource and an enforceable document that will help alleviate some of the issues we seem to be having in our city in regards to behavior and conduct and professionalism.
Okay, thank you, Counselor Shade. Any discussion? Counselor Harpen.
Just a question. So you said it was going to go to the Idea Commission?
Yeah, so I would like to make a motion for this to be reviewed by the Idea Commission, the General Government Committee, the Mayor's Office, and the City Solicitor. I include the Idea Commission specifically to view this from the lens of equality for everybody, to make sure that this isn't something that can be singled out on an individual, and that it represents the values of our community in that way. I chose General Government because it would be a new ordinance, and then I chose the Mayor's Office and City Solicitor because the enforcement piece of this would be conducted by the city administrator to actually, when things get reported, that would be the person who would be in charge of investigating and or enforcing the the piece of it, and the city solicitor to see the legalities of having such an ordinance or document on file.
Thank you, Counselor Shade. Any other discussion? So a motion would be in order to refer to general government, the Idea Commission, the mayor's office, and finally, the city solicitor for final opinion.
So moved.
For the return date.
Return date, to make sure that there's enough time to review everything, first meeting in August.
You do realize you're referring this to the solicitor?
Yeah, it's going to a bunch of different
Yes.
committees.
So are you talking August this year?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I understand that there may be delays, but I'd like to have this come back with an update, at least by the first meeting in August.
Okay, so now you can make your motion.
So I move to send this to general government, the Idea Commission, the mayor's office, and city solicitor with a return date of the first meeting in August.
Second, anyone?
Second?
Counselor Shade, Counselor Sapienza. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Approved, so that is the end of the agenda items. So now we will look for open forum. Anyone again from the gallery wishes to speak on anything of municipal value, please approach the microphone and again, state your name and address for the record, please.
Robert Smith, 163 North Street. I just want to wish you all happy 4th of July coming up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Happy 4th of July. No partying that night. Mayor's updates is next. The mayor is not here tonight. She wasn't feeling well, so I wish her well in a speedy recovery. Committee reports and minutes. None. Move on to the next liaison updates. Counselor updates. Counselor Sapienza.
Yeah, I just want to remind everybody that the downtown bike around occurs on Monday night, 5:30 PM. Everybody's invited. Bring a bike, bring a helmet, and come out and ride through our streets with us. And it's a nice, enjoyable ride, about 2 miles. So if anybody wishes to join us, young, old, come on down. Thank you.
Counselor Bona.
Just a brief question on that. Are they doing it the July 4th?
I don't know. I would
That would be
have
the
to
next
talk to
Monday,
Jesse
so-
Byrne. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But typically it runs Monday at 5:30 PM. And it's at the Armory.
Would it be postponed to Tuesday if it was the holiday?
Probably not.
I'm not sure. I'd have to talk. It's sponsored by the Northern Berkshire Community Coalition, so, and the person that runs it, her name is Jessie Byrne. And she's in charge of that typically. Yep. I would assume probably not on the 5th.
Any other? I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we know the 4th of July is Monday, and generally the steeplecats do play a home with a fireworks display, and honestly, I don't recall seeing any communication on Facebook or anywhere, so I don't want to speak ahead of myself saying there is, but it's usually a fantastic night. You know, going to watch the steeplecats is a fun experience in itself, and generally over the past few years, the fireworks display has been absolutely fantastic. So, any other updates from counselors? There's no correspondence. I would like to say thank you, everyone, for a good meeting, so a motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
Counselor Wilkinson, Counselor Harpen. Meeting adjourned.
Aye.